Postseason football, Week 14 of the NFL is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 30-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson now. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Right there, 54 miles. Don't get nervous.
From the 41, Jackson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. On 3rd down, Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Run for Pollard. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 27, Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Prescott to throw it. Buying time to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him, but right now he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
At the Cowboys' 32-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
54 Mike.
Here's Jackson. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 16.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense. It with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd and goal, Jackson, and he's going to have the connection to Foster. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Third and goal, Jackson. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Hey, kill!
From the 24, Prescott letting one fly deep and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 76 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Now Jackson to throw on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
27.
Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now pop.
Dust, in this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Prescott. It's caught. Cooper. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Prescott. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Prescott off play action. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. On third down, it's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Check.
On second down, Pollard. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. He's going deep for ground. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for the Ravens. 45 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Now it's Jackson. Got an open man. It's Foster. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. To throw is Jackson on 3rd down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott, he's got the connection to Cooper. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on third? Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about
when this ball's tipped and intercepted. The former Longhorn back home, Earl Thomas. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
They run it again with Hill. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well. One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Out to his left. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
On 2nd down now, Pollard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Here's Jackson to throw. He's going deep for a battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
I tell you, you don't have press conferences when you sign guys like this. But he's been a real difference maker so far. That's now 2 interceptions for him in the game. And when you're getting contributions up and down your 53-man roster, you're going to be all right.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. This is the tight end fan. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there on the screen pass, and even 40 yards. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Here's Pollard again. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Tony Pollard with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now this one complete to Robert Foster. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. He's picked off just shy of midfield. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. 58 to Mike. 58. 58 to Mike.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Prescott now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Here's Pollard. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action.
With the score, Cowboys 21, Ravens 6.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
You might be getting tired of seeing me.
They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Prescott to throw it. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott taking it in. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Check 26, check 26.
Now Jackson. Being chased out left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
47. 57. Mike, 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded at about the 28. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll go with Hill here on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Ravens on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man here is Foster. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 14. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Dancing to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Come on.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's got it to Ingram, complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, end result, touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run left with Pollard. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Well, not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give here to Pollard. And some room to roam now. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw again is Jackson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense. 6 defense.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Dante Fowler and Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. Right back to him on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Throwing here, Prescott. Rolling to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Dallas, the win is their 8th on the year, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem